Diksha, initiation. Diksha is the guiding light of any spiritual journey, but it is imperative to understand its true nature. According to modern customs, Diksha is viewed simply as a commodity given by the guru, whereas, in reality, is the assimilating power of the disciple which is paramount in the initiation process. However, since today the assimilating capacity is routinely overlooked, hence one often comes across two disciples initiated by the same guru, of which one is firmly stationed on the apex of spirituality, being full of humane qualities, while the other can be seen harassing the society at large via violence, theft, fraud, etc., and remains full of demonic qualities, even after Diksha. Do you know why this happens? It happens because the basic nature and the meaning of Diksha was not understood. It is not limited to being given by the guru. The assimilating capacity of the disciple is also important. Vibrations keep emanating from the guru all the time. A capable disciple is able to catch them. Eklavya, the saint, Aghor are telling examples. What after all is Diksha? The fusion of education? Initiation and single-minded devotion is what generally is called Diksha, and not simply the whispering of a mantra into the disciple's ear by the guru. In ancient time, parents used to hand over the child to the guru. The child used to live in the guru's ashram, thus serving the guru and others in the ashram work became his daily routine. He thus used to become an integral part of his guru, and in time came to consider the guru to be his everything, even his virtual life, breath. This total devotion used to be called eklavya. In between, his education took place, and also initiation into various fields of learning. It was then that he would come to belong to his guru's clan, leaving behind his biological parents. The clan is the process. He thus became fully oriented toward his guru and came to adopt everything of his guru as his own, the guru's way of doing things. He then came to be called Guru Mukha, facing the guru. This is the complete process of Diksha. Baba Kinaram reintroduced us to the system of Diksha in the 16th century, in tune with the prevailing mentality of that era. Through the monasteries of their branches, in response to the call of the time of the 20th century, Avadhut Bhagavan Ram simplified the Diksha process even further by prescribing that to become initiated in this order, first one had to take membership in the headquarters of any of its branches. The seeker should then conform completely to the rules and conduct and lifestyles laid down by the order. Upon successfully completing that, he should pray to the president of the organization to give him the book Safal Yoni and become Guru Mukha by reading it. This is the easiest and healthiest manner of becoming fully guru-oriented. The skull, skeleton, etc. All these have their importance in this cult, but the foremost question is for whom? The simplest answer is for them who have already gleaned the truth about their soul, for him who is awakened on the inside. Otherwise, all these are but the laughable paraphernalia of a roadside magician. The skull or the skeleton mirrors our actual beauty. Their message, the beauty made of skin and flesh, sets to rot. It emits a foul smell upon death. It even gets eaten by worms. But the skull or skeleton is immortal, like the self. The subconscious constantly tells the mind that this is its actual beauty. The skull is totally useless on one hand, and on the other, its ashes are full of medicinal qualities and is used in Ayurveda for healing. The life breath of a person confers cognitive ability on him by residing in the skull. In yoga philosophy, there is a place in the skull called Brahmanandara. The life breath, prana, is a portion of the invisible power that sustains the universe. Being the residing place of this unknown power, it is the human skull. It is the most sanctified vessel on earth. Yet, since it is ignored by people, it is totally useless for them. Hence, its use by Aghoris does not create any scarcity. For example, even cups made of clay can become scarce. If, say, 1 cup from 1,000 cups was utilized, this would mean one person will have to go without it. The human skull is no use for anyone, nor to shroud cloth. Shava sadhana, accomplishment of necrosis. What is Shava? Corpse. The question is worth pondering. The answer? It is a house in which resides the extremely divine and pure portion of the unknown power sustaining the universe. Hence it is the most pure material of this earth. Only the Supreme Lord, Sadashiva, is purer than it. Nothing else in all the universe. Only a corpse can accomplish perfect necrosis. To say this is incorrect, it is necessary to realize what is the accomplishment of necrosis, corpse-like state. Sought through the Shava sadhana. It is making one's living body corpse-like by investing one's prana into another corpse. It is like a state of dissociation of the life breath from one's physical body, state of ending of one's body and the soul. If one has the wisdom, one can invest one's prana into anything, and before the Shava sadhana, or one can simply disassociate it from the self, without necessarily investing it anywhere, and experience it as a separate entity. The yogis do just this. One can use actual corpse, then one is a beginner, but to get it entrenched in the Aghor state, one does not need it necessarily. Once when one attains this state, this situation of full willful dissolution of prana in the body comes about automatically. The Cremation Ground. Cremation Ground is a place where the gross physical body, which harbors the supremely pure and divine life breath, is constantly offered to the fire oblation. Hence, the cremation ground is an extremely holy sacrificial altar. Here all the time somewhere or other comes with the gross body of someone he loves, mother, father, brother, sister, son, daughter, wife, girlfriend, etc. He grieves at the separation from his loved one. Even the cruelest of persons is infused with detachment as long as he is at the cremation ground. Hence this place is detachment, the bestower by its very nature. This place is alive in its own right. But for whom? Only for him who is the self-aware, awakened in his soul. Otherwise, the cremation ground employees also live there all the time. They bake bread on the sacred fire there, and earn their livelihood from it. For these employees it is simply a place of livelihood, nothing else. The dogs living here eat flesh from the corpses and give birth and die in the end. They have no consciousness of this place. There is no inherent importance in any place or substance. If anything has any significance, it is the consciousness, awareness, the mind. As for the Aghori path, it is extremely simple, easy, natural, and beautiful. There is no absolute need in it for these objects. All one needs in it is control over one's tongue, the sensory pleasure, and genitalia, the sexual desire. Unfailing faith in one's guru, and constant subvocal recitation of the mantra given by the guru. A devoted adherence to this regime will suffice to establish one firmly on the supreme state of salvation. The Gureshwar Bhagavan Ramji has bestowed to us just this simple lifestyle through his literature. Adherence to this primal and simple lifestyle will gradually and slowly establish us in the state of being that which is inherent to human culture, and in its beginning. Sacrifice. Often one hears that the goddess needs blood. All this is nonsense. The portion of Shakti, the feminine creative principle, symbolized by the goddess residing in us, causes the blood to circulate, and blood ceases to flow the instant the divine power disassociates itself from us. Dissect a corpse. Not a drop of blood will flow from it. Hence, how come the goddess will need it? Cutting down animals, birds, or fruits is not Bali, sacrifice. Bali is an act of soul surrender. Only an able person can perform such an act. In Bali, the worthy person is made to bathe and then is offered flowers and akshan, unbroken grains of rice. And thereafter the prana, the life breath, present in him is sent abroad, pushed further in its voyage, beyond the physical body. Next, a mantra is whispered into his ear, and in the process, the sacrificer's life breath is made to enter into the sacrifice, the victim. One who is capable also possesses the power to bring the sacrifice victim back to life. Similarly, giving up is performed by giving up that which is dearest to one rather than sacrificing birds and animals. The rule is to bring about the intense affection is that the person doing the giving up or the korbani should bring up the thing being given up. As one's own children, he should invest all his love into it, although at the same time, as a mere formality, because a sacrifice is effectively performed, the moment one surrenders oneself to the deity, sacrifice of one's dearest is an acting comparable in the quality of surrender. This then is a subtle introduction of the Aghor place. For more detailed information, read and ponder the Aghor literature. I am neither a sadhaka nor a saint. I am only an ordinary householder. Whatever I've been able to comprehend from the special literature created by the supremely revered Baba Raveshwar Ram, Aghoreshwar Bhagavan Ram, the present head Baba Siddharth Gautam Ram, and Aghoracharya Baba Kina Ram, have presented here with a view to clarifying the doubts of the curious. Alongside the introduction to this theater of spiritual action, the Krim Kund, as well as to the Aghor sect, it also appears very necessary to present a brief biographies of the great personalities of this order. For example, His Holiness Kula Ramji, the Aghoracharya, Baba Kina Ramji, the Supreme Aghora Baba Raveshwara Ramji, the Lord of the Aghoras, Aghoreshwara, Baba Bhagavan Ramji, and the current head of the order, His Holiness Avadhu Baba Siddharth Gautam Ramji. From this brief article, one could see that this Aghora stall, the Aghora place, has been the residence from the very beginning of time of Lord Sadashiva, the supreme governor of all creation. We cannot find the histories of the great men who adorned this place with their august presence. However, from research, we have found that this place has also been the tapa stall, the place of performing tapa or penance, of the great sage Sumadada, as well as being the spot where the truthful king Harisan Chandra had proved his truthfulness in test. We are here only presenting the introduction to the great men of this place who date from the 5th century AD onwards to 16th century AD and later.